Before the Great Pyramid amazed the world, another monument quietly became humanity's first giant step toward eternity. More than 46 centuries ago, Egypt dreamed of building something no civilization had ever attempted before. That dream belonged to Pharaoh Djoser, a ruler determined to leave a legacy that would survive forever. To achieve the impossible, Djoser trusted one extraordinary man whose ideas would change architecture forever. His name was Imhotep, the world's first known architect, engineer, and brilliant visionary. Until then, Egyptian kings rested beneath simple flat-roofed tombs known as mastabas. Imhotep imagined something completely different, stacking one mastaba above another until a new shape appeared. For the first time in history, stone reached toward the heavens in a breathtaking staircase to the sky. Thousands of skilled workers shaped massive limestone blocks using simple copper tools and incredible determination. Without modern machines, every block depended entirely on teamwork, planning, and relentless human strength. Engineers carefully measured every stone because even the smallest mistake could threaten the entire structure. Day after day, layer after layer, the world's first pyramid slowly rose above the Egyptian desert. People from distant settlements gathered simply to witness the incredible monument growing before their eyes. Every finished stone represented another step toward humanity's greatest architectural achievement. When construction ended, Egypt possessed the tallest human-made structure the world had ever seen. But this remarkable monument was only the beginning of an even greater story waiting to unfold. But why did Djoser need such a massive monument? And what was hidden beneath its enormous stone steps? The pyramid was designed as a monumental tomb, surrounded by a vast complex built for the king's eternal afterlife. Deep beneath the monument, workers carved an enormous underground network of chambers, passages, and burial spaces. The deeper they went, the more complicated the underground world became, hidden beneath tons of stone above. Above them, the pyramid's 6 enormous levels created a shape completely different from earlier Egyptian tombs. Imhotep had transformed the traditional mastaba into something monumental, creating a new chapter in Egyptian architecture. The achievement was even more remarkable because Egyptians were working without cranes, engines, or modern construction equipment. Their greatest tools were simple machines, careful measurements, organized labor, and generations of practical knowledge. And the monument wasn't simply a pyramid. It was an entire sacred landscape designed around the king. Every wall, courtyard, and passage had a purpose connected to Egyptian beliefs about death and eternal life. The Step Pyramid also demonstrated something extraordinary. Egyptians could turn stone into a symbol of royal power. And the experiment would influence generations of architects who came after Imhotep and Djoser. Centuries later, Egyptian builders would create smooth-sided pyramids that looked completely different from Djoser's stepped monument. The pyramid at Saqqara had opened the door to an architectural tradition that would become legendary. But the greatest pyramid of all was still centuries away, waiting to rise beside the Nile at Giza. And when it appeared, the world would witness a monument so enormous that its story survives thousands of years later. The Great Pyramid would become the ultimate expression of an idea first tested at Saqqara centuries earlier. Its construction required extraordinary organization, from quarrying stone to transporting and precisely positioning each enormous block. The pyramid's smooth outer surface gave it an appearance completely different from Djoser's step design. What began as a stepped monument at Saqqara had evolved into one of history's most recognizable structures. Yet the story of the first pyramid remains important because it changed what Egyptians believed stone architecture could achieve. Before Saqqara, enormous stone monuments on this scale simply did not exist. After Saqqara, pyramids became one of the defining symbols of ancient Egyptian civilization. And Imhotep's achievement transformed him from an architect into one of ancient Egypt's most celebrated figures. His legacy survived long after the workers, rulers, and generations who witnessed the pyramid's construction were gone. The desert changed, kingdoms disappeared, and civilizations rose and fell around the ancient monument. But the pyramid remained, silently watching history unfold around it for thousands of years. Today, its weathered stones still allow us to glimpse the extraordinary ambition of ancient Egypt. It reminds us that humanity's greatest achievements often begin with someone willing to imagine the impossible. Imhotep imagined a monument reaching higher than anything before it, and generations followed that vision. From one revolutionary pyramid came a tradition that would define Egypt and fascinate the world forever. The first pyramid wasn't simply a tomb. It was the moment humanity discovered how far stone, imagination, and determination could reach.